All right, everybody, welcome back to Off the Beaten Quest's Campaign 1. We are doing the continuation of Session 61, Head for the Hills. This is Part 2. Last we left everybody, they were heading off into the Hopowl Hills Animal Sanctuary, guided by Yori Matsuda, the volunteer coordinator, and that's where we will be joining our adventurers once again. So, you all head off into Hopowl Hills Animal Sanctuary, being guided by this young woman, I want to say like very early 20s age kind of thing. She's walking you out of the main lodge and kind of into this nature reserve.
Ira is like right with her.
Okay.
She wants to hear all the things.
My name is Yori Matsuda. I'm the volunteer coordinator, and I'll be your guide today. All right, if you come right with me this way.
Will there be snacks on this tour?
I don't recommend you eat anything on the trail. That would probably not be a good idea.
Or beer?
No.
Hops?
You had the chance to get coffee in the main lodge, and you chose not to.
Do you guys have like Coke?
Guys, can we go?
I amended my drug problem a long time ago.
Not that Coke.
Left field.
Not canon.
Do you guys have soda?
We do not have any pop. I'm sorry.
Pop?
I have an important it might be important. So in the reserve, are we allowed to I'm assuming there's some sorts of laws or regulations about foraging for materials in the reserve?
Yeah, can we pick snacks?
No, that's again not advised. And as well as in the same vein, we recommend and or appreciate people not taking any of the plants or any type of foliage from this nature reserve, as it would upset the ecosystem for these creatures.
Yeah, I figured. I just thought I'd ask. Thank you.
Did you get the audio guide?
I didn't. I wish I did.
Those are my favorite.
All right, moving on. All right, this sanctuary was founded over
Sorry. Before we leave. Ira snags a map and puts it in her bag. She's going to give it to Cindy next time she sends it to Cindy
Hell
next
yeah.
time she sees her.
Okay.
Cindy loves maps. Just because Allie really wanted maps in the beginning of the campaign, so I collected all the maps.
This sanctuary was founded over 200 years ago with the mission of protecting the Hopowls, the unique creatures that are part rabbit and part owl. As we explore the sanctuary today, you'll get a chance to see these magical creatures up close and learn about their natural behaviors and habitats. Please remember to stay on the marked paths and keep a respectful distance. She kind of turns and is looking at Dawn. And
Dawn's
a little bit of side eye towards Eliana, but
all over the place.
permission,
She's grabbing tree leaves and stuff.
Where is Dawn in the as we're
Lineup?
walking?
Oh, where am I?
Yeah.
Middle to back, I would say.
okay.
Verity's
Just because she's so big, she doesn't want to block anybody's view.
Verity's gonna walk beside you, and every now and then disguise herself into the tour guide and start mimicking her a little bit, and then switch back.
Okay.
Dawn reaches up to go for a leaf. Do you have something to say? If I'm gonna go destroy something.
Do it.
The tour guide turns around and says, "Make a wisdom saving throw for me, please."
Yeah, I was like, Eliana would have scolded you too.
But for real, make a wisdom saving throw.
Use my good dice.
24.
Unfortunately, that does not work.
Just kidding. We're gonna use command.
Rage.
We won't know
use command?
because she succeeded. So.
Dawn,
I did
Dawn,
succeed.
put it back.
Sorry.
She literally just said to not pick things from the reserve.
I just
Do not make me make you
Touch.
behave.
A valid question, is it a valid question? Is it possible to put a leaf back? Because when you pick it,
Can
it's
I druid craft it
Yeah,
to
let
make
me,
the stem reattach?
The stem wraps around and kind of grabs onto it like you tie a knot with the stems. Yeah. So you do that, and Yori kind of reiterates, keep a respectful distance from the Hopowls so we don't disturb their peaceful environment. Now, let's begin our journey.
What should we do if they like fly up next to us and try to interact with us?
Again, if they come to you, it's a little bit different, but
Okay.
going to them, it's kind of a consent thing for the Hopowls,
Yeah.
And so you guys are walking a little bit, and then you kind of come upon kind of it's almost like the lead into the nature reserve. There's like lots of like rolling kind of hills. She says, "We're starting our tour here in the hills that give the sanctuary its name. As you can see, the land slopes gently, covered in tall grass that sway with the breeze. These grasses, which change color from deep green to golden hues throughout the year, provide perfect camouflage for the Hopowls. If you look closely, you might spot a Hopowl hopping through the grass or fluttering up to perch on one of the scattered wildflower patches. The blooms here add vibrant colors shifting with the seasons, purple in the spring, yellow in the summer, and red in autumn."
Is Awyr still like bird pretty close, or is he starting to get a little more comfortable?
He's kind of looking he's kind of like looking around, and he's very much like sniffing the air a lot. And you see his nose is kind of going crazy.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals again.
Okay.
If you want to flutter about, bud, go ahead. You're safe here.
And he says, no, the lady said to stay on the path, so I'm gonna stay here with you guys for now.
Oh, okay, bud. And she just like scritches him like behind the ear on her shoulder.
And Cole in the back, because you can hear it. He says, "Yes, it's good to follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, you're no better than the animals that live in this sanctuary."
God damn.
We're gonna be nice, Cole.
Lukiel says, "Thanks, Cole."
"You're damn right we're gonna be nice."
All right.
Dawn and
"You got
Verity
it,
just
bud."
hears squeaker squeak, squeaker squeak.
What on earth are they talking about?
It's like a bunch of like chattering
I
and
can't speak
squirrel
with
barks
animals
and
as
stuff.
well.
Do you understand any of this?
Oh.
No.
I don't know if it's canon that Lukiel can even understand Cole, because
I mean, you have
You
speak
have
with
speak
animals,
with animals, though.
I have it as a
cast it.
spell,
Yeah, you can
Yeah, that's
cast
casting it.
it.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Yeah.
so I would have to cast it.
Yeah.
Oh, but
We can you
You can say, yeah, you
Yeah,
you cast
you
speak
cast
with
it in
animals
time
too.
to hear
yeah.
all that.
It also only lasts 10 minutes, so like,
Yeah.
Let's
So
get this
use-
show on the road.
Use those spell slots wisely,
Yeah.
folks.
Excuse me.
Okay. As the tour continues, you guys get to kind of like a large meadow/glade area. Next, we'll walk through one of the open meadows. These areas serve as feeding and resting grounds for the Hopowls, where you can often see them foraging among the low grasses and the wildflowers. The trees here provide shade, while small glades offer secluded spaces for the Hopowls to nest. The gentle hum of insects, along with the songs of birds, creates a soothing atmosphere that helps keep the Hopowls calm and relaxed. You may even hear the soft coos and wing beats of Hopowls flying nearby. As this path is very much like winding through a lot of this like nature reserve. All right, follow me to the streams and ponds where we'll see the clear water flowing through the sanctuary. And then as you guys get kind of close, these streams are not only beautiful but also essential for the Hopowls as they provide clean drinking water. The ponds, surrounded by moss-covered rocks, are home to a variety of small wildlife, including fish and frogs. You often see Hopowls resting on the smooth rocks or dipping down to catch an insect. We've added wooden bridges here for the easy crossing while allowing the natural ecosystem to thrive undisturbed. Which is just kind of like ushering you guys like across these like wooden bridges. And they're like these, like, it's like kind of like an arching bridge too, so that way there's like a clear like opening underneath. It's kind of you're kind of going further into this nature sanctuary.
There is a cat roaming.
This is Gabe.
He's being so
The-
cute.
Ever aloof Gabe is going to be making door noises, so
Aw.
don't be too loud, bub.
Gabe is normally not the friendliest of kittens.
he hates everyone
Oh,
except for Alan and
but
Justin.
he did a carpet flop.
He's fully aware that we are
Oh,
recording and
my
wants the
gosh.
internet to know who he is.
I have
Mhm.
never
He's
seen
putting on a
him this
show.
adorable before.
Gabe is the true
He does
star.
this like twice a day.
He normally lives
Welcome
just
to the
like
nature reserve where there is also cats.
looms
There are
around.
also cats. No.
One
So-
friendly cat.
As you get further into, you're kind of entering this forest part now. She says, "Now we've entered the forest section of the sanctuary. there's a lot of ancient trees like ancient maples, and pines that grow tall and majestic. The dappled sunlight kind of filtering through the leaves creates a peaceful atmosphere, and this is one of the favorite nesting spots for hopowls. You can see the hollows in the trees where they made their nests, and if you're lucky, you might catch a glimpse of young hopowls hopping around and taking their first fluttering flights.
Aww.
Do we see them? Like, are
A
they
baby.
Yeah, there is.
like they're evidently?
The thing
like,
is like as you're walking through this, and I forgot to preface this, you're seeing them like everywhere. It's not just
Okay.
like they're not like hiding as you guys are walking through this. It's very prevalent. A lot of what I mean, you're getting the sense that like a lot of her tour is like kind of rehearsed previously.
Yeah.
Or that it could have been initially written when like there wasn't as many in this reserve.
Yeah.
There was like a very
2 weeks ago.
Are they like what color are they?
There's some
Any of them
gray
look
ones,
like Awyr?
like a coffee kind of brown ones. There's like dark browns. There's blacks.
Okay.
There's kind of like some ones that are kind of speckled, like black and white, like cows. There's ones that are kind of multicolored. Essentially, think a lot of the different types of patterns, aside from the striping that you see on cats, those kind of color patterns would resonate in this as well.
Puppies.
So
Are
not
there
just
any pink
follow-
ones?
No, there are not any.
Oh.
There's not any exotic colors to be specific.
Yeah.
These are very much more traditional owl colors.
They're prey animals.
You're not going to be able to take one anyway, Dawn. Why are you?
I just,
Don't
I just,
And she hears this. She turns around and says, please, I can't stress this enough. Please do not take any of the hop owls.
I'm triggered.
We will have you arrested. We take things here very seriously, especially because the village is named after Hopowl Hills. So,
You wouldn't want the people who slayed the poachers to
and you see her kind of
come
break.
slay us.
You see her break for a second. She's like, fuck around and find out.
Dawn is a little like,
I like this woman.
She's actually like a level 20 sorcerer.
Oh.
Disintegrate.
Eliana thinks highly of this woman because she's like protecting nature, like which is like Eliana's like whole thing. She's like, hell yeah, like good job.
All right. If you'll come this way, and then you scattered throughout the sanctuary, you'll notice both natural and human-made nesting sites. Wooden platforms high in the trees mimic the hopowl's natural nests, while burrows on the ground offer cozy dens lined with moss and leaves. This combination of nesting sites provides the hopowls with options for different weather and seasons. It's always a delight to watch them hop around in the burrows to groom their fluffy fur-feathered bodies.
A lot of alliteration there.
Are any of
Say that
them
3 times fast.
talking?
Fluffy. What
I
was
would,
it?
Oh, yeah,
I would
because
say,
animals.
essentially, since the walk isn't as quick as it's coming across,
Yeah.
to be honest. So there is a good, 5 to 10 minutes between each of these sections, if not more, just
Yeah.
because of how large the sanctuary is. I would say initially when you did cast the spell, you could hear a lot of, it's almost like overwhelming, like you're in a city when you hear all of the
Yeah.
people talking or in a crowded room.
Did any of them react to Awyr being with us?
Mm.
Surprisingly, no.
There's
Okay.
probably
Nobody
just
has-
so many of them that they're
there's
like,
yeah, there's like 2,000 or something.
they probably got like 500 cousins. They're like, yeah, it's just one of them.
So you are coming around, and it's kind of like you've gone through the forest. You are starting to kind of come towards like the edge of this forest, so it's almost like there's like a forested part, and then it's kind of going into a different thing. These paths kind of definitely loop around. So we're reaching the end of our tour at the Sanctuary Gardens. This tranquil space is perfect for observing the hopowls up close without disturbing them. The garden is filled with fragrant herbs and the flowering plants with sculpted stone benches where you can rest. Notice the bird baths and small fountains scattered around, which attract both hopowls and other local birds. Take a moment to breathe in the sweet scents and enjoy the gentle sounds of nature all around you.
So we've stopped for a moment.
Yes, this is a stopping moment.
Verity looks at Don and goes, "Watch this." And I would like to use Mage Hand to try and
What are you doing?
Oh my gosh.
What
You're
kind of
gonna
shoes
kill
is
you.
Lukiel wearing?
Oh.
Shoes.
Shoes?
Or do you
Shoes.
not have shoes?
Nobody's ever been interested in a what the hell. Like anything.
Are there laces?
Laces.
That's
I
where we're
don't.
going.
Hold on.
Oh,
Just clothes.
I don't even. I don't
Just
really.
It's not going to
Curious.
I would,
specify
I
in
would
inventory.
think it's probably not going to specify in your inventory. I would think that there's one of two options. You'd either have like this, like a brown boot, as far as like an adventuring boot, or you would have, since given like where you come from and things, depending on how you've outfitted yourself since then, you would have just like traditional like brown shoes with laces.
Nah, I
not
have
like
I
slip
have
on
I have Oxfords.
Oxfords.
They were family. They
like,
were a
like
fam.
boat shoes.
No, you know how in the Kingsman they say
Oh,
Oxfords,
oh!
not brogues.
Those have laces.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I have Oxfords, but they're family heirloom Oxfords
I
that
guess
were
the
passed down from my family lineage.
Do they have
You need to
laces?
write that
But
down
do-
because now we're
I don't
gonna
even
bring
have
it
to.
up.
I don't have to write it down. I'll remember it.
Okay.
Do they
Yeah.
have
Do
laces?
those have laces?
Do they have laces? That's the important question.
Oxford has laces.
Okay.
They do have laces, but my pants are covering the laces
They also have
partially.
commas.
He's like, how can
Partially.
I get
Okay. So partially.
So
So you would
I
get
would-
the vibe that
Verity,
they would
Verity
be.
would have to lift my pants up essentially from
I
the
still would
from
like
the legs.
to attempt Mage Hand to try and tie his shoes together.
Okay. So
You would have to do that quick.
there will
Why?
be a quick. That you're going to make a stealth check.
Sleight of hand?
A sleight of hand. Yeah.
What's your sleight of
excuse
hand,
me.
buddy?
You Lukiel,
No.
will make a perception check, which would
Well, yeah.
contest this
You
sleight of
have
hand
to be a 10.
to beat a 10. And that's it with your modifiers.
I rolled a 4.
Oh,
Well,
bless.
Unless you
Girl.
You said perception.
Yes.
You just had to be-
18.
18.
Let's
Get
go.
fucked.
Lukeel's standing
So-
up for
So you
himself.
almost feel like this hand like gripping your like ankles, trying to slide your pant leg
Yeah.
up.
I'm like, what? Verity, what are you doing?
She saw an acorn drop, and you were about to trip on it.
I was trying to protect the acorn.
Yeah,
could
yeah.
be a
she
tree.
didn't care
You
about you
never
at all.
know.
You could
Really?
baby
Yeah.
trees.
Can we not just focus on the tour?
I'm trying to protect nature like this lovely.
We don't have to
100%.
mask what you're doing with
100%.
some sort of excuse of
Lukiel, just because
It's-
you don't care about the
Excuse?
nature
Just-
reserve
Eliana's just
like
like,
we do.
Okay.
I don't put words in
Jack
Just
my
rolled
mouth.
me.
a perception check of 19 and was like, well, unless the acorn fell in his pants.
They're
Guys.
everywhere. They're all look at
You never
that.
know. You never
Eliana's
know.
trying to like listen to the nature, and these guys are just like bickering. She's like,
Ira has walked farther down the path to like.
Well,
create
so this
space.
is like a clearing, yeah. So it's like a
Yeah, she's
clearing
like,
area.
"Look,
Lukiel's trying to like make his way up.
When you
like,
say
to where, like-
acorn too, like Cole jumps off of Jax's shoulder and is kind of like is like vigorously like looking around the ground.
Because Lukiel at this point, especially when we're on this tour, is like no BS. He's like trying to, yeah.
There's a first for everything, Lukiel.
Hey, Yori.
What do you mean?
No BS.
Yes.
Do you guys have like some little food kibble we could like give?
Was
like,
that the
hand
gift
out
shop?
or no?
We didn't get it.
Well,
Yeah, just like the coffee.
and she reaches into like this kind of like satchel that's kind of like on her person, and pulls out like a couple little handfuls of different
Okay.
foods, like like kind of hands out to whoever wants to take it to kind of almost like
Yes.
like with birdseed where
Like
you like
with
scatter
geese?
it to like so you can kind of do that and see.
Yeah.
Dawn wants to take it. She takes 2 in both of her hands and like spreads her fingers
And,
and
eats
like
it. I'm just kidding.
and like or she
"That's
takes a little
something Dawn
nibble.
would do."
You know when you like pick up popcorn with your tongue when it's in the
Yeah.
bowl and you're like, yeah, she does one of those moves, and then she puts both of her arms out and like kind of bends them to try and make herself look like a
Disney
tree.
princess.
Aww.
To try to get them to like land on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
She just goes. She walks off a little bit and just stands there for as long as
I'm casting
everybody
spirit
will let her.
animals again.
Does her behaving like a tree bring up any feelings for Dawn?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Not at this moment. She's distracted. But thank you for bringing up drama. So sweet of you. Don't forget, Dawn. You can't be too happy over there. You got some shit.
You guys speak with animals, and you just hear kind of faintly in the background because
Fucking
you're kind of over. Cole's like, "Where the fuck is this acorn?" I swear to God, I thought he was lying to me.
It's like not like an oak tree in sight.
Cole, they were lying to you. Do with that what you will.
So they've chosen death then.
Pot stirrer. They've chosen death. Good night.
kind of like Cole like crosses his arms and like kind of like jumps back on Jax's shoulder. And kind of just like plops down and is like mad.
It's like little crossed
Cutie.
arms.
I throw some of the like food kibble. I leave like a little trail coming to me to see if any of them will
Okay.
come close. But I will not
Looks like
try
a
to
tree.
like, you know.
I try to give
Only if they come
some
to me.
to Awyr to see if he'll take it.
Yeah.
He eats it, yeah. Awyr eats it. And you hear in the distance, because you've cast Speak with Animals,
Yeah.
you hear food! And like a bunch of them start like flying. It's like a flock of pigeons. They just like flutter down and start like scattering around.
Lukiel looks behind because he's like kind of making his way up to where Ira is, and he's like, "Oh my god, really? Can't we just try and be a normal family?"
They're giving them food.
No
It's
chance.
different than trying to tie your shoelaces together to watch you break your face.
Yeah, that's why I'm coming up here because I'm not trying to have any of that going on.
Mom, Verity was bullying me.
We're still getting used to you, Verity. You haven't been here very long.
The Hopowls very much have like swarmed around Dawn's like hands essentially, so they look like almost like plumes on a tree because they've like all like scattered or like fluttering around.
Dawn's like giving slight chuckles, but trying to, keep her cool.
Make
Any of them pooping on her?
make a make a Constitution saving throw for me,
Jeez,
please.
what are these owls made of?
I'm gonna bite your hands off. You got an owl beak.
17.
With a 17, you essentially like it doesn't really hurt, but you are definitely feeling like teeth, like they're nibbling at your like skin and stuff. And as some of them potentially land on you, you feel like they're claws because essentially they're rabbits with instead of normal
Talons.
claws, they have like
Yeah,
owl talons.
yeah.
So it's like very they're very much like definitely like not trimmed just because this is out in the nature. They're not very.
Hence Ira's pauldrons. She's very intentional
Yeah.
about all your sittings and staying on the pauldrons.
As you're kind of with Lukiel kind of off to like one side, Yori comes up to you, and says, you had mentioned that the one that's with you was taken. Can you elaborate on that at all, or?
We've gone rounds about this. He doesn't know when. He doesn't know how old he was. He doesn't know how long he was with that person. I just know that I was at Cliffhenge for the Dendanes and was walking around with some friends at the time, and the poachers were giving almost like showing him off like a toy almost, like putting on a show. And I took the opportunity to it didn't feel right, so I just took the opportunity and I basically purchased him, but it was more of a rescue scenario, and the goal was to always figure out where he was from and bring him back here. He has kind of made it clear that he might not want to stay, but we're here and I'm giving him the choice. So
Okay,
that's what I have.
interesting.
So I'd be curious, the one of you who you said knows all of them, I'm curious to know his actual name and how long he's been gone.
I would like to know that as well. It's very concerning that one of our own would have been taken.
I don't know if more were. More might have been. This was just the only one that...
That unfortunately is what kind of has me concerned. And you've noticed, I will say kind of in this like spot that you guys are in, right? You notice, because she's very much like the worker that's kind of walking you around. Through a couple like different of the areas that you guys had gone through the tour, you had noticed there isn't like, there's some people volunteering, but not really at all. Like she talked about her being a volunteer, but you didn't really see anybody else typically throughout this thing. You notice one figure in this area that you're in, or at least if anything, that he's kind of doing some like landscape work, like working on some, because this is like the garden spot. So he's like working on some of the flower beds and stuff like that, kind of tending to it. And you see that there was kind of close to this flower area, kind of almost like coming from where the forest side of this clearing that you're in is, there's like a tree that had fallen down. So it's like almost like fell down in a storm or something.
Yeah.
and he's kind of like clearing that wood out a little bit. He's kind of trying to like move, like cut the tree up and move it and kind of things. He kind of looks like an enigmatic figure. Dressed very simply. A lot of worn travel robes. They're kind of pulled tightly around himself. Kind of, his face is gaunt, sharp, angled features, deep set eyes. Kind of his thin lips, and is like kind of always like looking around. Isn't really like smiling too much or anything like that.
Older?
A little bit of an older man, yeah. But that seems like the only other volunteer that you've seen kind of in this whole area. I'll bring you to Dr. Sato, and we'll see if we can figure out who and where Awyer's parents are, or what his actual name is. It's just a shame to think that that's potentially what happened.
Just know that the poachers are no longer a problem. And she gives this like almost like shit-eating grin.
Kind of like
Yeah.
like a little wink and a smile, but no.
Yeah.
She's very like oh my. Okay, I will take your word for it.
And she like kind of looks back at her hip at the like the bag.
Oh
with
my
the head in
gosh.
it.
Forgot
A couple
is
like
the head-
flies
is the
flying
head-
around
is
it
the-
now at this point.
That is the head covered or is it out?
It's in a bag.
It's in a bag.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in a bag because it
That's
was
nice.
making Eliana uncomfortable. So
I can
yeah,
imagine.
Here, put it in a bag.
Decapitated head
She
on
needs
your
to have a
waist.
session. She needs to get with Nylea to deliver the head. She hasn't had a chance to.
Yeah.
You know,
She's
let's
the
make sure you can
champion.
bring material things into like a meditated vision. You know what I'm saying?
We
Like,
can at least show it to her,
yeah,
and then she'll
if
burn
she
it.
doesn't already see it.
I mean, she cut off another champion's head. The champion, it's written in the stars. You should know this, Star Lady, that if one champion murders another champion, they get their head for all eternity. That is, I mean, like, I don't know D&D, but I know that.
Okay.
All right, back at the table.
In case anybody was unclear of how to play D&D, I've got you.
Also, it hadn't been established with the audience that
Yeah.
Yura is a champion
Yeah,
of anything.
We'll get there.
Exactly.
We'll get there.
Teasers.
Spoilers.
It'll be in the prologue.
Yeah, it'll be in the prologue.
Tease.
And then, so she's like, okay, everyone, we'll be going back towards the lodge a little bit. And as she's kind of escorting you all away from the like the sanctuary gardens, you see that she's kind of like veering down like a side path, like kind of away from the main lodge.
Ooh, love.
And this one kind of you guys are walking for quite some time. It's kind of taking you like around. It almost seems like a maintenance trail, so to speak, like from the people that work there. And it kind of ends up kind of going back and leading back towards kind of like the front with the hills, but it's kind of she's like taking you like around for some reason. Like she's like walking you almost in reverse back around through the things, even though like you guys could have just went the other way.
Should we address that?
You can.
Trying to figure out how Dawn would address it.
I'm just trusting that this is like where we're being taken to like talk to the Hopowl doctor dude. But that's just Eliana's thoughts.
Yeah, I guess she wouldn't really question it.
Dawn might not have listened to that part.
No.
It's okay.
She had like 15 Hopowls on her. Can't expect me to pay attention.
I would say whoever's passive perception is a 15 or higher.
Yes.
So that's the four of you, essentially. So
Me.
everybody except for Dawn.
Nar, I have a 15.
Okay, so then all of you. All right.
I can be smart too.
Damn, Jack is a 14. Fuck. That's so funny. He's the only one that doesn't notice this.
You're not smart, you're wise.
That's true.
Thank you. So sweet.
Backhanded compliment.
Oh, wait, what? Was it?
I think she was talking about Jax. But yeah.
No, I said she was.
Oh,
I was
she-
like,
okay, her,
I was
okay.
like, you're not
Thank you
intelligent.
for trying
but
to
Well, I
you're
thought she was
cover it.
making fun of my 14 passive perception.
Thank you for trying to take that hit, though. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thought I was kind of trying to jump that bullet there, You notice that like when she's kind of like leading you back to the main lodge and takes that veer like kind of to the right, you lose eyesight of the gentleman working in that area that you guys were just at.
I don't
Kind of like it kind of
this.
goes out of sight.
Yeah, it's like too much detail.
Yeah, you gave a lot of detail about that one man, and now I'm like,
Right. I'm like,
Well, he's the only guy that was
Concerned.
do I
there.
need to kill him?
okay.
What is wrong with him?
Murder.
Number
Murder.
one.
Sunken eyes.
Who was that back there? Is that one of the employees or volunteers or?
He's one of our other volunteers. Yes, that's Katsuo Ishida. He typically volunteers here every once in a while.
Every once in a while, what does he do in his downtime when he's,
He's
not here?
retired.
He enjoys his grandchildren.
He has a shop here in the village that he runs, but he volunteers every once in a while.
What's his shop?
Does he sell potions?
Okay.
He sells some oddities from what I know. I've never actually been to the shop myself, but
Okay.
What?
Ira thinks of her.
You're like,
the friend.
the
oh,
dude.
yeah,
The friend, yeah.
Capo.
Yeah.
Um,
None of you know Capo.
This is
yeah,
post
he just runs a shop here in the village. Kind of volunteers every once in a while in his spare time.
Do you like him? Are
nice.
you friends with him?
He's an interesting character, so to speak.
What makes him interesting?
Does he like to gossip?
No,
spill
he's
the tea.
very stoic.
It's a lot of
kind
questions for
stoic.
this young woman.
Very
I
hard to
think.
read. Yeah, you guys are also very weird. The two of you.
It's hard to read.
It's
So he had, like, a
usually
lot
been
of-
the two of you that I've had a problem with. So I'm,
I apologize for their behavior.
that's all right. I feel like you have to deal with that a lot.
No,
24 hours a day.
that was not a backhanded compliment. That was a straight
Technically, we've
insult.
only known each other for 2 days, right?
Has he seen a lot of stuff? This person whose name I can't remember.
You don't.
Yeah. How long
How
has
would
they
she
worked here
know?
As I said, they volunteer here every once in a while. They don't necessarily.
Yeah.
Well, surely you wouldn't know.
Is it his
how
happy
many,
place
like-
from all of the stuff he's seen?
I mean,
Guys,
he's lived in the village for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
Who are you
I bet he
hassling
has.
this poor woman?
How far are
Oh,
we
we're not.
from Dr. Sato?
We are the protectors of this.
At least we're asking
Ira,
questions.
Ira
Yeah.
like cuts a look to Lukiel like, fucking go.
Right. Lukiel literally is like, right. Guys, are we ready to go?
you guys have been walking this whole time,
Yes.
just to be clear.
Yeah, we're still walking.
So
Hey, he said he made a check for a reason. We're just trying to find out that reason. That felt like
A
an
check?
odd thing. You were like, what's all everybody's passive perception?
that's not a check. That's just
Yeah,
knowing what your
whatever.
perception level
Yeah,
is.
why would you say that if, wasn't a little suspect?
For flavor.
For flavor, maybe.
Right. So eat up, people.
Take him to Flavor Town.
Oh man.
Uh,
Don't make me break out my lute. I got a song about Flavortown.
Oh my gosh,
Oh.
please.
is it similar
Losing
to
it.
similar
We're
to
losing it.
Funky Town?
We're losing it.
Please, this is so boring.
Anyways,
so you get brought kind of back towards where like the hills were, and you see a kind of older woman. She has a bit of like a gentle yet commanding presence. You can kind of see her interacting with some of the Hopowls that are in this hilled area. Kind of dressed in some elegant robes. And as she approaches, as you approach, she kind of turns and notices you, and says, Yori, what brings you?" And she like notices the group of you, and like, "Oh, are you bringing a tour to talk to me?" Yes, Dr. Sato. These folks, specifically this woman here. She has one of our Hopowls apparently that had been taken from us.
Ira takes Awyr and like has him hop down to her like lower arm, like an Awyr would sit on like a handler's arm.
And she kind of looks at Awyr and is noticing as well like the other animals that are kind of with the group. And she first she kind of looks at the Hopowl and kind of notices him, but also like is very kind of addressing to the Kitsune and the Squat. And she looks at Eliana and says, "Well, you have a Kitsune with you."
Yeah, I don't really know where she's from. I haven't really asked her yet, but
Has she shapeshifted around you?
yes.
Interesting. Is it frequent?
I mean, she's shifted probably 2 or 3 times.
How fascinating. Since that really, they only do that in a defensive response when threatened or unsure of the intentions of the beings around it.
Oh,
Shit.
Interesting.
I was told that it was because they trusted me.
She seemed very friendly when she shifted.
It's both. It's something.
Okay.
It could be a bit of a like. Was this in a social setting?
Hmm.
Were you around a lot of people?
Yeah, the first time.
Well, that could explain it. If it was around a lot of people, it could have been a defensive response to the social interactions of all the people around.
She was actually part of the she was caged in the pits with the poachers. So,
Interesting. And what of this little one here? And she walks over to, or kind of is looking at Jax. You must be a druid then. Is that your familiar? Well, no, I rescued him the same as the rest of them. Interesting. They're often revered by many as spirit guides or signs of good omen, so it's kind of good that you have that. But alas, mostly they are a bit of a nuisance due to the mischievous nature. And you kind of hear Cole kind of like, it was like chittering back at her.
what does he say?
Yeah, just tell us.
Well, you gotta cast
You gotta
speak with
cast that
animals.
speak with
I'm gonna
animals.
spend it again. Yeah, what does he say?
I may as well.
What's this man say?
We're gonna be like in the midst of battle, and you're gonna be like, I know how I'm gonna get these guys. I'm just gonna make them cast every spell slot they have by tempting them
Speak with
with
animals.
hearing Cole, and it will get us too. We will.
It's almost like I gave you the animals for a reason.
Technically, you can ritually cast speak with animals, but it takes 11 minutes to cast it. So
Just
ritually
as
without
long as
spending
the
a spell
soul,
slot.
as the
How
as the
long does
spell.
it last?
It only
when
lasts
you...
10 minutes.
It's the same.
Yeah.
But
You hear Cole. How dare you slander my name? I'm a good squirrel. You can't say that I'm mischievous. I've helped these people. He's just like audibly yelling.
And Lukiel says, "Cole, you're not a squirrel. You're a squat."
A squat.
And you're a twat.
shit.
And what's new? Moving on.
It's okay. It's
Can't
okay,
bully me if
Cole.
I bully myself.
It's kind of true. Technically true.
Nothing I haven't heard before.
Have some self-rapport, man.
Moving on.
She had kind of ornery, like you don't see her cast any kind of magic or anything like that, and she looks at him and looks at Cole with like a raised eyebrow and says, "Well, you've a mouth on you, don't you?
He sure does.
Is he loud like this all the time?"
Yes.
Yep.
He's just confident.
Well, and let's have a look at this one. And she walks over to you and Awyr.
I cast speak with animals.
Yes, I remember this little one. He's gotten a little big since I saw him last. He looks very healthy, though. You've done a good job taking care of him.
He throws back some fresh fruit.
That's
He
well
hasn't-
within their diet. So
He
it's
hasn't
very
missed
good.
a meal in a long time.
And she kind of like takes her finger and kind of rubs underneath his chin, and he kind of like starts to raise his head kind of to like the chin scratches.
I'm
And
so glad you said fresh fruit, because I was like, what is she gonna follow throws back with?
he's very much has like his eyes are like closed, kind of like in response to the way she's like kind of scratching under his chin.
He also has a box.
He does have a box. My mentor made this, and she like unhooks I don't remember what the name of it is, but unhooks the basically Newt Scamander style like pencil box. And before we took down the poachers, this is what he would travel in, so I keep him safe. It's bigger on the inside.
She takes the box like kind of from you, in very, very inquisitively, and is like looking through it. And you see her like flip open like the lid. And you very much like see her like whole head like go into the box and then like pulls it out. She says, "Well, that's quite intriguing. It's almost the size of this reserve in there."
He loves
Well,
it.
part of it anyway.
He actually gave me an attitude about coming out of it before.
Well, it's good to give them the room to fly. At least they're not kept in rooms most of the time. That's the reason we don't like particularly seeing hopbowls be domesticated, because they don't get really much room to fly, and a lot of that becomes a malnourishment and things like that. They lose a lot of their flight capabilities because of overeating and things.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like exposure therapy if you think about it.
Do you remember what his name was before he was stolen?
They don't really have names. They just kind of recognize each other as far as their family. I recognize this one. They all have their little tells and different traits. This one particularly likes the chin scratches, so I was able to recognize him from that and the face he made when he reacted. I myself, I'm a doctor. I'm a veterinarian. I've pretty much have dealt with a lot of animal sciences as I've gone through my education and specialized in these animals, which is why I've set up this nature reserve 200 years ago, or sometime more than that. But since then, it's developed into the thing you see around you, and we typically keep magical wards kind of around the facility itself to make sure that these prey animals stay alive and stay safe, whilst letting the nature and other animals kind of integrate and create the ecosystem you see here.
Above the table question. So when we started the tour, I thought you already said that they all had names.
That's why I asked what his name was.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
I don't want him to be called something else because I like Awyr.
It doesn't mean that Ira's going to use the name, but it's
Right.
like she just wants to know like what.
He could have been
Right.
too young.
it's like dogs at a shelter. It's like you're
Yeah.
obviously not going to call them like their
Mama Bear
shelter name,
is now
right?
Fucking Biscuit's name was Usher.
Usher.
All right,
Retconning.
and then I'll retcon. I'll backtrack.
I mean, he could have been too young, so it's not like you could have.
We called this one Bartholomew. That was his name.
I love that name.
Do you
Bart
like that
for
name?
short.
Do you like that name, Barty Boy?
Barrio, I do now. Barrio boy.
No, I like it. I like the name you gave me.
All year.
Yeah, it's easier to say.
I agree. I agree. And it means what you do. It's Awyr.
All your.
See, it makes sense.
It does.
Oh, poor baby.
They kind of give us names, and I don't have anything to say about it, so we just kind of go along with it.
Yeah. Well, you didn't really have anything to say about all year either. I just gave it to you.
Well,
I also bribed you with fruit, and that made it better.
yeah, true.
Does he have any vaccines or anything that he needs to get? I don't know how long.
I don't know if like the science in
How-
Aarencia has came that far, but
How long has
Yeah,
he been
D&D
gone
is
for? Do
medieval.
you know?
well, I mean, considering his size, I would say he's been gone for about a year or more. Maybe even two most of the time, that the way the progression, but I would say he's about, if not longer, a year, given that his size. He's almost fully grown at this point.
Almost.
When did you get him?
A couple months ago. The Dendanes.
He's been gone for a long time.
He
No.
was the runt of his litter, unfortunately. Given that's why he's a little bit smaller than most of the other Hopowls. But at this point, he's grown to kind of almost his full size.
How much bigger do you think he'll get?
Well, and then she kind of like does like a whistle, like a, and you see a Hopowl kind of flying over. That's the kind of the size of like a small dog, if not like a medium-sized dog. Like, you know those like rabbits you see in in Asian countries where they're like huge,
The ones that I'm scared
like the size of dogs. There's like very much like one of them, like the size of like a labradoodle, kind of like flies over and kind of lands next to her. Well, this fella here, he's been with us almost since the inception of our sanctuary, and as you can see, with the right healthy and
Most of their
diet,
lifespan is long.
it's quite long. Yeah, it goes for quite some time.
You know what the average lifespan is?
Well, I'd say he's over 200 years old, so I would say it's either that or older.
And Ira on the inside gets so excited. She was expecting him to have like a normal rabbit, like.
That works for you because you're an elf.
I
so
know.
you're like,
I know.
Yes.
Given the
Companion for life.
given the magical ley lines that kind of exist in and around a lot of these continents, especially this one here, it essentially kind of becomes a part of them as well. So it kind of makes it so that their bodies don't deteriorate as fast as most people or most animals. They essentially have the insides are quite a unique, have a quite unique equilibrium about them.
As long as I just give him as much fresh fruit as he wants, he's good.
Yeah, I would say so.
Are they omnivores? Because they're half owl, half rabbit.
Surprisingly, no. They are herbivores. They do not. They do not adopt the owl diet, so to speak.
Digestion system.
Yeah, the digestion system is not the same. Thankfully enough, it makes cleaning up after them a little bit easier.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Cole? He's not going to eat you.
I was never afraid of that. I'm not afraid of the winged one.
You have wings too.
They are not covered in feathers. My wings are au naturel.
What the fuck?
I figure that this is within the same 10 minutes as when we last casted Speak with It.
Yeah.
I've cast it 3 times now.
What a goober.
So am I.
Friggin' Cole the goober.
Turns out feathers make you fake.
You know that feathers are also natural, right, Cole?
I do not subscribe to that science. I am but a simple squat.
And I am a twat. Moving on.
That's right.
The more you know.
Fancy man.
But I'm a fancy one, apparently.
A fancy twat.
Wow.
He plays
Dawn
the
wishes
music.
she could hear
I
this.
get amused by it. It's great.
Glad I could be your source of entertainment there, bud. Moving on.
Wait, who are you talking to?
Did you say fancy twat?
Yes.
New
To
nickname.
Cole. He's talking to Cole.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Got it. Sorry. I don't understand.
Our
anything.
little fancy dancy twat.
Do you know if
Really
his
wish that
parents-
wasn't canon.
do you know if his parents are still here?
They are. They are here.
Exist in family units? Is that like a thing? I know. I fixed it.
Say that again.
Did they exist in like a family unit?
There was. He has some siblings and such.
Okay. I didn't know if I like tried to find his parents if he would.
I mean, a lot of the animals that do find mates and stuff here, they typically breed quite often. It's not just a one and done thing.
Is
You
it
know.
more communal?
I don't
What?
know if they
Nina,
subscribe.
what?
to the
Communal?
same,
I
what-
meant like community wise. Like, you know how like some people like are just like, oh, it's just like their parents and the kids. But like, whereas communal, like in my, like
Like it takes a village.
like, yes,
Like a
at,
mountain
my
lion lives
village,
by itself.
everyone kind of, you know, works together. And
Well, I wouldn't say that my specialty went into the psychology of Hopowls, but I do know about their health and
Okay.
ecosystems and
I don't
Their
like where this
habits.
is going.
That was hilarious to
I
me.
was just wondering.
She wanted to know if they lived in like communities or if they were like solar animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Like
was
the
not-
nuclear family
It was
versus
not where
like the
Dawn took it.
I took it as
Not
they
gonna
did
lie,
not.
that's a little bit more specific for me because I didn't pick up on that until you just said that now
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
I was like, they do not mate for life.
I was like, are you asking if they're swingers?
That's exactly what it sounded like.
Uh,
I
then
was like, that's pretty.
to reiterate,
Woo!
yeah, I mean, there is a sense of community. They all kind of look out for one another.
So they
here
are
on the reserve.
swingers.
Oh my gosh.
She very
Dawn.
much like ignores your comment. So can you explain to me how he was taken?
I cannot. He can maybe give you more information, but all he's told me is he doesn't remember. That's why I asked you how long he's been gone, because he doesn't remember.
I mean, when they're young, it could have been before he was able to kind of form a lot of the cognitive. And Yori kind of chimes in. It's like, she says that he was sold in. I can't remember where you said it was.
It was the Dundanes in Cliffhenge. I was walking around with some friends after the competition, and he was being basically show ponied around, and I was like, this isn't okay. So I basically purchased him, but it was more of the goal was always to come here
And
to return him.
and
if he
she
wanted
said
to
that
stay.
it was part of like a poacher's like thing, like people that you've dealt with kind of near here, I guess.
Back in the city, yes, we handled the poachers, Thaylorn, and his whole thing.
How far did we travel? Because
About a day's journey.
this feels like pretty
Day's
big
journey.
information. I guess we left the day after.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a small village.
You
so
were in the
it's not
Feywild.
like,
You wouldn't know.
I know. That's why I had to ask how far we traveled. I felt like the whole city gave us a
I mean,
festival for doing that.
You do see Ayumi kind of cut Yori a look at the mention of like poachers or somebody like potentially taking him from the reserve.
Do you know if any more have gone missing in the last couple of years?
No, all of our numbers seem to have stayed the same aside from this one.
Okay.
We tend to keep track, but we don't have a lot of hands to kind of go around and count all of them, especially now that the numbers have gotten into the thousands.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to find his parents. Yeah, I think I know where they typically nest.
Can Dawn make a perception check to see if she caught the look?
Sure. One of you, if you want to, can also insight check to kind of pick up the vibe of the body
Insight.
language.
Insight? Oh, shit. 7. Never mind. 7.
Hey, I got a 16.
17.
17.
Hey.
Okay.
I don't know what's happening, so it's fine. I can't roll.
Yeah, I mean, I would say you had kind of picked up that they know something, or at least more than what they're saying. Do you ask any questions?
Let's start walking, and she might.
Okay, you guys are. You essentially are walking.
I
What
got a
was-
7, otherwise I would ask questions.
What was that? What was that look? Were the poachers a familiar threat?
There has been some suspicions from time to time that a member of our village, amidst our various volunteers, could be up to something, but it's nothing to stress yourselves over. We will handle it internally.
Fucking
You hear
Katsu.
that? Did you hear that, Verity? There's suspect amongst the group.
I think we should go back and
I
interrogate
someone
the
up?
man.
I think you should keep your
ask
butt.
questions.
I think you should keep your butt parked right where you are.
Why?
What about my butt?
I shouldn't need to say a damn thing to you.
Well, what if Dawn
True.
like I don't know what the word is. What,
You're not gonna go and beat up that old man.
I'm not gonna beat up
Was
an
that
old
anything?
man.
I don't
Why would
trust you.
Who would do that? I'm just saying.
I
you.
didn't-
She could
Not
chaperone
mine.
that?
me.
You.
You could
I did-
chaperone me.
I could chaperone her.
Yeah, make sure.
Chaperone.
We could chaperone each other.
Yeah, make
Lukio,
sure.
how well do you think it would go for Dawn chaperone somebody? Well or not well?
Hey, remember that one time you charmed me?
Or worse?
Stop it. DM, I am calling you.
What happened?
you didn't hear that?
Mm-mm.
There were voices.
Oh.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
good.
It's the
I don't
voices.
like
Uh,
that.
Ira, to answer your question, I guess
Not well?
I guess we'll never know unless we
No, we're not gonna do that.
you know.
I'm not gonna have murder
Please.
on.
No one said anything
I-
about
I
murder.
will.
Oh well, since
would
you make
have-
that point, I mean, yeah, that's.
I would appreciate if you let us handle it internally.
Yes.
Again, it's our matter to deal with.
Yes.
You guys sounds like from you did your part in the dealing with the poachers in the city. So we will handle our any leaks that we have internally.
How
and-
has those leaks been going since it's been possibly a year or over 2 years since somebody could have taken a Hopowl?
I would assume pretty good since our numbers haven't changed.
Yeah, but you don't know because there's been
Yeah,
a couple thousand. Didn't you just say that?
I believe you did.
Ladies.
Oh, I can assure you, if you're inquiring if I'm the leak, I'm definitely not.
Not what I was inquiring.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't necessarily like the large one pressing me for things.
She's
I
just
don't
saying,
necessarily
you know.
like the red one inserting herself where she doesn't need to be right now. Have you even asked the rest of the party if you can stay? No, you haven't. So let's behave.
Oh.
I'm just saying, signs
How far?
Sign-
Verity puts her hands up in defeat and just like backs to the back of the group. Just like,
Verity. Verity. Yeah. Do you have any kind of disappearing powers?
can I Misty step with someone?
Make a wisdom saving throw, Dawn.
Me? Why? Wisdom saving.
My,
Oh, I know why.
my question remains.
No,
No, you can't.
You should
That's not how
not
Misty
be.
Step works.
it's only with Dimension Door.
Dang it.
Did you just shake your head, Allie? Wisdom saving throw? Oh,
Yeah.
my wisdom is not good. But
Yeah.
thankfully, my dice are dirty 20.
How about you do it again?
What? Why? Come on, dice. Blowing them.
You don't want that.
Poison breath. Shit! A 10.
You feel a sense of calm go across you. And you see kind of a twinkle of like, kind of almost like a light blue bioluminescence in the doctor's eyes kind of glint and then slowly fade as your sense of aggression, the Inquisition can still be there, but you feel your sense of sporadic aggression, impulsivity is very much like dwindled down.
Subdued.
So you are now charmed.
I'm charmed. Oh, I guess that's what that means.
Again.
I know the most about D&D at this table.
It is a familiar
Oh, she
feeling.
charmed me. She's the bad guy. I knew it. Sorry.
Maybe
wow, I'm
she's-
so. I think my wisdom is real
Or
in real
or
life.
maybe she's just trying to get you to stop causing chaos.
All I'm saying is now that I'm charmed, you have to ask the questions.
Oftentimes, we typically only use these charms to kind of help with the administering of certain healing properties.
Can you
to,
do that one too?
What am I charmed
the-
with?
Whoa.
To the Hopowls, but I did feel it was necessary for you to calm down a slight bit.
Can you do it to that one too? She's pointing at Verity.
Verity just shakes her head very vigorously and just no.
I
Wait,
think.
how am I charmed? What is that?
What do
I'm
you
just
mean?
calmed. I'm just calmed.
Do you remember how you had to be with Lukiel's charm?
Oh, I have to be friendly.
Yes, it's the same concept.
And
Yup.
you technically
Yup.
you don't know that you're charmed until it's over. But if she
Yeah.
said the charming
Yeah,
thing,
she
so
told you.
it's- But
Um,
Well, I needed to know how to, because otherwise I'm just going to continue to do stuff. So I had to clarify what it meant.
Hence the charming.
I'm sorry that we've been causing a ruckus here. I know it's supposed to be like a peaceful place.
that's all right. I do understand.
Yes, you have
I
a
was
very
wondering.
lovely place, and just everything's gorgeous with all of the hop owls. If you need any trees knocked down, I have this wonderful axe. Let me know if I could be of any service.
Well, thank you. That's not necessary, but I appreciate the sentiment.
Of course.
I did
Anything you need.
unfortunately
Anything you need
have
at
to
all.
do that to your compatriot. We do keep a sense of peace around here, and if there's a lot of aggression and hostility, the Hopowls can very much sense it.
They can sense it,
Uh,
everybody.
so
So.
essentially, that's what I said. We
I
want to
agree.
handle it
Yeah.
internally, but
Good idea. And that's how you charm someone, Lukiel. Are you taking
Wait.
notes?
damn. So
Lukiel did it wonderfully. We just were bad at being charmed.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, I think you guys just didn't like quite comprehend like how the charm spell works. So you were like passively
were just-
aggressively trying to
I know,
fight
it
him.
was
Yeah.
so funny.
the whole time.
Yup.
When you were like,
understand about 5
He
minutes.
did it fine. He was not the problem in that whole thing.
You killed me when you were like, where are
Thank
the
you.
directions to
Yeah.
this thing?
Uh-huh.
It's like, can I get a reset button on this charm? It clearly
Where's the
is
instruction
defected.
guide?
Is it expired?
For people that need prior context, I had recently in a different session charmed Ira and Dawn to try to gain some information that Dawn was not wanting to be super open about and being very stoic and quiet.
But
So-
you purposely charmed Dawn, accidentally got Ira.
yeah.
That
And-
was a good.
And to provide further context, he didn't need to because Ira and Dawn would have told him whatever he wanted to know at that time.
But it was strictly because of Luke Heel's
Insecurity.
no.
no.
His genuine concern for Dawn, because he had picked up on
Weird
he'd
stuff.
kind of noticed that like she was a bit off. So
But we
He was
were
like, "Hey,
fighting
that's-
it with every fiber. It was like Ella Enchanted, and we were
Yeah.
fighting it with every fiber of our being that we had. So it was
Yeah.
just like, oh, do you want to know? So it was just a smile,
Yeah.
yet daggers through their eyes.
yeah,
That was
Words were kind.
DM has
You're getting a
currently
phone call.
taken a bathroom break, so
which we were trying to
we're
cover
filling
for.
time. Yeah.
I'm thinking that Noah will likely cut this out.
Should I answer my FaceTime call?
I don't think you should.
No.
But it's a cute boy.
No.
a
See, DM's back.
FaceTime call during session. No.
Now it's back on. DM's back.
I had hoped you would have just kept talking about the
We
situation.
tried
We talked
so
for a
hard.
little bit.
You had a moment, and you picked that phone straight back up.
Yeah.
It wasn't until the
He's a cute
very
boy.
end.
All right. So amidst this, she kind of brings you to a kind of brings you back into like the forested kind of area. And it's a bit of a short walk. And she kind of makes some subtle clicking noises. And
Yes.
she makes some clicking noises, and these two larger black hop owls kind of poke their heads out of a burrow, and they kind of hop and fly over to Ayumi, and she kind of kneels down, looking at them for a moment.
Dawn tries to approach them with her. She's like overly charmed now. She's like a little too pleasant.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
I don't use my bad dice. Oh, 17. Wait. Constitution?
Yeah.
Oh, 22.
22.
Unfortunately, that still fails.
Damn.
Mm.
And
Sucks to suck.
you feel as you try to step forward there's like almost a force keeping you back.
Do I notice it or do I just
Yeah,
ignore
you
it?
freaking. It's like you walked into a wall. And she gestures. She turns back and kind of gestures to like essentially to keep you all from walking forward at this moment because she's walked away, like forward away from you now. And she's kind of turns back and she kneels down and is kind of slowly. She kind of like gestures for you to come towards her.
Do we need to cast 2 clan walls again?
Yeah.
All of us?
No, I mean, if you want to hear this, you can. But
How many
essentially,
spell slots do I even have? at
I only
this
have
point?
2 left after this, so
Freaking, I have
Okay.
2 right now. Dang it, man.
You can always
You could have,
upcast
yeah,
it
you
if
could also
want.
not listen, and your Ira will fill you in later.
I don't have a higher level speak with animals for some reason.
Well, you can like upcast spells. They just sometimes, if you upcast it, they won't have like an additional effect to upcasting, but you can use a higher spell slot to cast spells.
I'm just gonna, I'll get it through proxy.
I got ahead of myself, so I'm going to apologize real quick. I'm going to backtrack a second. Before this, as you guys were walking into the forest, before you walked into the forest, she had turned to Yori and said, "Go help Katsuo, and we will fetch the 2 of you in a moment. And we're going to go off and find this one's parents." And then you subsequently like walk through the forest, and then all this happens. And, so Ira, you walk forward, and you kind of get down close to the Hopowls, and you notice that these Hopowls are much older, and they both look a little like the older than they both look. They kind of very much, and then Awyr essentially hops down off of your shoulder, and he gets closer to the Hopowls, and you hear, "Son, is that you?" "Yeah, Mom and Dad, it's me." And he's very much like kind of gone up to them, is like nuzzling under, like they all like they're nuzzling and stuff like that with each other, and. We were worried so much. We were worried so much about you. We hadn't seen you in so long, and we're so glad that you're here safe. Kids, come here. And you see all these like tiny, kind of small little bunnies like hop out of this burrow and kind of start running up.
My goodness.
"Oh, Bart's back! Hey, Bart! And all these like the kids are like kind of hopping and like jumping around and. Like, "Oh, hey guys, hey," and it's like, and she kind of, and Ayumi gestures for you to kind of step back for a moment, and you kind of like take a step back, and like, "Oh, it's brother's home, big brother's home. It's so good to see him." Like, "Yo, kids, be careful now." And they're kind of trying to play with him, and kind of like they're moving around, and they're like hopping, and
Ira sits like cross-legged on the ground.
"Yeah, Mom, Dad, I was traveling all over the place. I saw a lot of crazy places. I was at this tree coliseum place, and then I went to a crazy college, and I've been so many different places now. It's wild. I've seen a lot of outside of this reserve, and I was with some really nice people, and the Ira was so nice to me and took good care of me and made sure I was safe." And you see the 2 kind of older Hopowls kind of like look like up over at Ira, and they start to kind of hop towards you specifically, and then like the kids and Awyr kind of like are following behind. And they look up at you.
By the way, Ira really wants Eliana, like specifically Eliana, Jax, and Lukiel, like sitting with her, but I don't know if like they'll, like the staff will let them sit with her.
Probably not. They look up at you, and they say, "Thank you so much for taking care of our son. It's been quite some time to not know that where he was or what was happening to him, and yes, and it's so nice to hear that you kept him safe. He's lucky to have found such a nice person as you, and
Well, it helps that you raised a brave boy.
yes, he's a lot stronger than he looks. Guys,
If he could blush, he would.
and Awyr kind of comes up to you now
Mhm.
and says, "Thank you. I'm so happy to have met you and the rest of these people, and I'm so happy to see all these people and my family, and I'm a little overwhelmed, but it's good to see them and all my siblings, and yes, some of them have grown bigger, but it's good to see you and how grown you've gotten, son." And then it's like, "All right, son, come on. We've opened up the burrow and made it a lot bigger, so it's good. We want to come show you." And so they begin to kind of hop the other direction.
Mhm.
So they and Awyr kind of stops for a moment and looks at you and says, "Thank you again. I don't know if I would have made it back here if it wasn't for you."
I know you wouldn't have. But Jax and I will be back. We're going to talk to the Emperor. So we'll see you soon.
And he kind of hops forward a little bit, but then he stops. And he says, "Mom, Dad, I'm an adventurer now.
Oh my gosh.
I,
My heart.
Oh, I'm so happy to be home and see you guys again. And I'm glad you know that I'm safe. I can't stay with you. And he looks up back over at Ira and he says,
She's like, not okay.
Aw.
she needs me right now. And
Oh.
I think I need to be with her. And that's where my home is. And I'll always think of you guys, and I'll definitely come back and visit, but there's a lot more world for me to see. And that's what adventurers do."
Stronger than Cindy.
Her mom died. There's a difference.
Yeah.
The dad kind of sighs for a minute, and the mom is like, "Well, no, honey, adventuring is dangerous." She's like, "Dear, we want you to be happy, son. And to be honest, we're glad to know that you're safe, and that person looks like they're gonna keep you that way."
If it helps at all, my partner and I are going to be retiring here. So you're probably going to see each other again.
That's good to know. That's good to know. The Awyr kind of nuzzles his kind of whole family once more. And the kids are all like, "Make sure to bring us back cool stuff and tell us really cool stories of where you went. We're so proud to know that our brother's an adventurer."
Adventurer.
And he kind of hops back over to Ira and says, "I will, guys. I'm going to see the world. I'm going to come right back here to tell you about it."
Awyr, I have a question. Do your siblings like playing with toys, like little balls or things, like to roll around and play with?
I mean, yeah, probably.
So
What a fucking.
Cindy gave her a bag of ball bearings
Oh my god.
months ago. And it's so dumb. But she's going to pull out this ball of ball
So
bearings.
small.
And she's going to be like, it's not much, but
As long as they don't swallow them.
yeah, don't eat these. But they're toys.
Don't eat these.
And Ayumi kind of looks and says, "Let me see that quick."
Yeah, go
And
for it.
She takes the pouch of like ball bearings, and you see her kind of like wave her other hand over the top of it, and it like seals up into this like almost like hacky sack looking kind of
Cute.
ball with the ball bearings is kind of like a beanbag, and she kind of like tosses it to the little ones, and the little ones kind of like they go crazy and they're like jumping around over it and like pushing it around.
I'm going to cast as a cantrip minor illusion for it to like light up.
Okay.
Just have like
Okay.
little, just like as they like bat it around. have,
Yeah, it
little,
like as
fairy
it's
lights in it.
almost like touch sensitive, so as they hit it and touch it, it kind of like lights up in different
Yeah.
colors and stuff.
Yeah, but the batteries are gonna die, and they're gonna have to figure out how to change them for it to light up again.
It'll light up again when Awyr comes back home.
The parents look at you and say, "Thank you for taking care of our boy.
He's the best.
He is, and he'll be a great adventurer.
He already is.
Well, make sure you teach him everything he needs to know."
Hopefully now he can travel about more.
And they kind of like almost like nod, and they kind of go back with the kids, and then they're like, "Okay, come on, bring it into the hole," and then like they're kind of escorting him to like the burrow.
Ira asks Awyr as they're doing that. It's like, are you sure?
Yeah.
It's a pretty nice digs here, bud.
But it's not nicer than being with you.
And you broke Allie G.
Who's the Disney princess now?
And kind of he like hops up into like kind of your arms, and I think you would like kind of try to hug him a little bit, and he's
Like nuzzle him like I do like the cat.
Yeah.
Bring him into like my neck.
and I would think you might squeeze him a little bit tighter given this your emotional state, and he says, "You're squeezing me a little hard."
Oh.
Sorry, bud.
And you can see on Ayumi's face that like there's a very like light hearted smile. Kind of almost like smirks with a nod and says, "Okay, let's get you folks back to the main lodge."
Do I need to do any paperwork or anything?
I mean, you didn't need any paperwork to leave.
Well, that was not legally. So
I think you'll be all right.
okay.
And she says, "Yori should be there with Katsuo by now. So let's make sure to get you guys back there." And so you guys head with her lead, kind of takes you back to the main lodge, and as you kind of get close, there's nothing seems innocuous kind of as you're getting close there, but as you enter inside of the Animal Sanctuary main lodge, you see that Yori is on the ground, unconscious.
God damn it.
And
Is that our tour guide?
It is
Yes.
our tour guide.
And has it been an hour yet?
Katsuo fucking knocked her out.
Didn't she say that she was gonna go get that guy that we were questioning about?
Has it been
And-
an hour yet?
no, it hasn't.
Oh, poor tour guide whose name I can't even remember. We must help her.
And oh my goodness. And Ayumi kind of like kneels down and kind of like tries to like wake her up. She kind of like does like this like almost like a thaumaturgy or like prestidigitation of like a smelling salts kind of thing in front of her face. And she wakes up and she says, oh my god, my head. I got back here with Katsuo and he got all paranoid, and next thing when hit me in the head when my back was turned, and
how terrible.
I know.
Isn't that just a bummer?
well, we've had our suspicions for some time now that
We wanted to ask him questions.
Can you let her speak, please?
Katsuo could potentially have been an unsavory person. We've heard rumors in the village and such, but we never saw anything ourselves. But do you know where he went? And she says, I don't know. He probably went to his house shop thing at the edge of the village. And she's all right. Just take it easy, and kind of like leans her, kind of like picks her up to kind of like lean her against or on like a nearby like bench. And I hate to ask this of you, given my pressing earlier, but would you be able to kind of do something about this?
Of course we
Yes.
can.
However, first, before we do that.
I need to make sure Yuri's good. I can't leave myself.
Okay, before we go do that, Ira hands her a pouch of 200 gold as a donation
Whoa.
to the sanctuary.
That's a lot of gold.
Thank
Oh.
you. My gosh.
She like can't hold it. It's just like
Well, she puts it on like a counter.
okay.
Because clearly
It's
she's
200 gold.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you so much. It's so generous of a donation. You didn't have to go through to do that trouble.
Well, it makes sure all your family's taken care of, so it's enough for me. Where on the edge of village is this gentleman's house that we can
Oddities.
kindly handle for you?
It's on the edge of the village that kind of blends into the tree line a bit of the forest. That's most likely, I agree, that's where he went.
Mm.
Is there anywhere else you could have gone?
I mean, there's plenty of nature that he could have kind of omits himself into with the forest or anything, but my first guess would be that would be where you need to go.
Does Yori look injured at all?
Yeah, I mean, there'd be like a little bit of like almost like you can see like kind of like a little bit of blood kind of trickle down because like she was like struck kind of in the back of the head.
Do a little like,
What a
touch
shame.
of cure wounds on her
Okay.
little back of her head.
Oh, and I'm sorry. This might help. And
22 points of healing.
okay, good to know. 17 plus her modifier. She slaps you across the face hard enough to like
yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
And thus like snapping you out of the charm.
Son of a bitch, let's go get this bastard!
I only have two spell slots for this whole encounter.
Let's go. Quit yapping.
Dawn like storms like out of the main lodge, like kind of like just like leading the charge, I guess.
She's
Hell
like now
yeah.
extra mad because she realized she was charmed and she had her suspects.
Starts barking like a dog. It's like, "Roar!"
She's like cursing like a dwarf, like under her breath. Confounded man. Maybe it's Gandalf that does that.
And do you, I would assume, follow?
Verity immediately
Yeah.
follows
Yes.
Okay.
Dawn.
Okay.
Ira instructs Awyr to get in her hood.
Okay. And he like subsequently like kind of hops back and
Mm-hmm.
and you kind of leaving the animal Hopowl Hills Animal Sanctuary. You head back into the village. And you see kind of from when you got like the lay of the land before, off to one side is like there's like this hidden. It's like this like kind of almost like hidden house. It's kind of like got like a lot of trees and vines and stuff kind of growing around it. It's the sign on the front says the Hidden Briar.
Are we running? Can we run?
I would assume you're making your way
Great.
there close. You
Making haste.
it's
Let's put it this way. I am making haste. You all are running to keep up with the haste.
it's blending into the dense forest. It's kind of encircling the village, but from the outside it just looks like an overgrown cabin. It's almost camouflaged by the creeping vines and the thickets of brambles that kind of are clinging to the wooden walls.
Cute.
There's a very subtle like marking of that sign that's calling it the Hidden Briar. But the styling of like the icon around it is a hopowl feather intertwined with thorny vines. And as you approach, you hear like a rustling or kind of some noise inside the cabin.
Hey, Dawn, can you knock this door down for
I was
us?
about to say, do we want to sneak or do we just want to go?
Actually, just an idea. Verity and Jax, do you want to take the back door
Brilliant.
I'm cool with
in
that.
case he tries to run?
Okay, so you guys are gonna split up.
Split up.
Okay.
Are we taking the front door?
You and me, yeah?
Let's go.
Okay. And so then the three of you are gonna go around the back.
Nissan, go!
Did you want just me, Verity, and Jax?
I said Verity and Jax, but whoever wants to go
Okay,
around
so
back,
then
can
the
go
two of
around
us, and then what are Eliana and Lukiel?
I'll go in the front.
Okay, so you're gonna be at the front.
back. Lukiel? Front, back? No wrong answer?
Window,
To
roof,
the wall?
into the wall, under the bushes, through the trees.
So
Over the
glad
hill?
it went that direction and not
Grandmother's
the
house
direction I
you
thought it
go?
was going to go. I'll flank him around back.
Flanking.
Flank
so
'em
you're gonna go
around
around the back.
Hands in, everybody.
Okay.
My hand is too
Do
sweaty.
we need... Is this the moment where we determine our party name?
Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
No pressure.
None whatsoever. That's not what I was going to chant, but
I thought we were the adventurants.
No.
That's the name of the
That's
organization.
different.
That's the organization. That's
Hands
worldwide,
in.
yeah.
Ira is an adventurant.
we'll figure out the team name later when I don't want to punch someone in the face. Awyr on 3. Ichi, ni, san, Awyr!
Ira didn't
Dawn
know that
just speaks
language, so she didn't know
Japanese.
what to say.
Nina can only speak Japanese up to 3.
Ichi
Nothing more.
Sanshi go Roku. No, yeah.
Roku?
Ira has
Oh, you're
both-
on 6. Ichi, ni, san, shi,
Roku.
go, Roku!
So then you guys would split off into your respective pairings of 3, or groups of 3. Sorry, I spoke. And the group of you going around the back, you essentially are trying to like break. It's very dense forest, so you're kind of like snapping kind of around trees and kind of going through, because this cabin is kind of set amidst the tree line.
Is this his house cabin? Is that what you said? Or
Yes.
is it? Okay, cool.
So go ahead and I want you guys to make a couple athletics checks.
I didn't roll my wheel.
We're not around back.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it would be Jax.
Those two and Jax.
Verity.
Yeah. I wasn't being specific because I'm still remembering the 3.
Athletics.
Athletics.
Ah,
Oh.
my athletics is terrible.
16 straight.
Oh no.
I got
Oh.
a 15.
I got a 16.
Okay.
Yo, Lukiel's on it
Oh.
today.
Again,
Because
you guys
my
are
main
making your
roll was
way through these trees, so it's a bit of
Yeah.
a tough
Oh, that wasn't for me.
gambit, but you're getting through it.
My main roll was a
Okay, 'cause I didn't roll
13,
well.
and my modifier was a 3.
Yay.
So I'm glad I got a
Come
13.
on, athletics.
I have a +0.
Same.
For athletics?
I'm glad I didn't need it because I rolled a 3 because I didn't know what we were rolling for, but I'm glad I didn't need it.
Yeah. So around the back of this cabin, essentially, there's not really like a back door. There is, from what it looks like, kind of a very almost kind of overgrown with like these like thorny vines, a basement door. That's like kind of like one of those like slanted kind of doors that kind of goes up underneath.
God.
But it's very much covered in like a wall, almost like essentially like the vines from like a wall of thorns.
You talking like almost like a cellar door?
Yeah, that's what I mean. cellar door.
Okay.
I rolled fucking wheel again.
This is gonna be fun. If not
He
interesting.
he prefers wheel over woe.
I know, and I want whoa, but I rolled wheel.
Damn.
So.
Like
Whoa.
Whoa.
And Luke Heel looks over to Verity and says, well, I guess if you think of something like this being fun, then...
I mean, I was being sarcastic, but it'll be interesting no matter what. In we go.
I
mean,
guess.
how are we going to get through the thorns?
Yeah, I mean...
Can always just come back around front.
I mean, I could firebolt it.
We don't want to catch the place on fire.
Yeah,
Them out one way or another.
Because like Jax like looks around and like
Because it's a cabin.
And there's a lot of trees and brush and stuff around
I'm
us.
trying to catch it on fire, dude.
I mean,
Could catch the sanctuary on fire.
I would like to preemptively cast Stellar Bodies on myself.
Okay.
So,
well,
2 sparkling stars form around me, and I start circling my aura.
What?
Yes, Verity? Sorry.
What's up?
Huh?
You were asking me something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You look confused.
Yeah, you
I
do.
we're
thought
not- we're-
you were saying something, so that's why I paused.
Oh, no, I was just saying my stellar bodies I activated, so there's 2 swirling stars around my body to protect me.
Okay. I mean, what if I did some? Because another spell I have on the upper hand is like Eldritch Blast.
Can I just say something real quick? Ira's intention of sending people around back was in case when Dawn opened the door, dude jumps out a window or tries to run out the back door. There was no like intention of anyone actually going in the house. If you can't get in the house, then just come back around to the front. It was just so in case he tried to run, we didn't lose him.
That's what I thought
Should
they were
we
doing.
should we have explicitly like discussed that beforehand?
Yeah, we
So that we
Yeah.
knew.
Yeah.
That
I
would have been a
guess-
good idea.
I guess she
so-
just her combat mind
I was
Well-
with you. I was 100%
Because like
on your
Luke
page.
Heel cannot read minds.
Anyway, meanwhile, Eliana, Ira, and Dawn,
Well, they're trying to figure out how to get into the house.
what are you doing to get in the house?
Smashing.
Dawn.
Great. Dawn just takes a couple steps back and just sprints and, throws her leg up and tries to kick the door open as hard as she can.
Okay.
$20 says it was unlocked.
Are you raging?
Are you going to rage beforehand?
Do it. Murder.
Don't think.
Murder. Yeah, I'll rage.
Okay.
I don't like how you say that.
Why are you looking at her
Freaking
like
knew it.
that?
I wasn't going to until we saw the guy, and then everybody was like, "Eggs."
Mark it on your sheet.
I already did.
Now
and
make a
as you
Constitution saving
shit.
throw.
Because you're still charmed.
No.
No,
No,
she's
she's
not.
not.
She's
Oh,
not
no.
anymore because
She
she
uncharted.
slapped her out
This
of
is the
it.
tattoo thing.
Please tell me those are nat 20s.
Yes.
I don't want to know that I'm a murderer yet.
Okay. You maintain control of your rage for the time being.
Nah. Thank you.
For the time being.
Now, go ahead and roll your does your tattoo
Wild
do you
magic
activate
surge.
your tattoo? That's actually the first question I ask.
No.
Okay, well then go ahead and roll your D8 for the wild surge.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about it.
Or your wild magic surge.
This is my favorite. I don't
You just
remember
want-
what a D8
Here you go.
is.
Just want to use
Thank
mine?
you.
2
I
pyramids
do.
ass to ass. That is a shout out to Dungeons and Daddies. They originally coined that.
I gotta remember how to get to this, I have to remember how to get to this. It is a 6.
And 6 is until your rage ends, you are surrounded by a multicolored protective lights.
Wow.
You gain +1 bonus to AC, and while within 10 feet of you, all allies gain the same bonus.
Yo.
Nice. Very nice.
Oh, cool. That's
Okay. That being said, I would essentially just equate this to an unarmed strike on the door, but you're charging forward through it. So go ahead and roll for that attack.
Unarmed strike, you said?
Correct.
Doing math in my head, it's gonna be a 25.
Damn.
25. Okay.
25.
Yeah. So essentially, that does that. Definitely,
Door gets demolished!
it definitely
Snaps like a twig.
breaks through the door.
Being nice for so long was really
That's like
challenging.
definitely higher than that what the door's AC would have been.
Just like obliterates,
just like shatters.
For no reason.
You bust in, and the inside of this house it's like very dimly lit. A lot of flickering lanterns. It's a cluttered space. Like there's a lot of clutter and things around. It's a shop filled with the shelves lined with like strange artifacts, dried herbs, glass jars, like particular stones, feathers, all these odd trinkets. There are some things carved from like wood or carved from bones. The scent inside is very earthy. It's kind of like a sharp metallic tang. You definitely feel a little uneasy given the way this place looks, and there's a very heavy sense of secrecy in this place.
Love it.
It's not a very large space. There's like a small counter. But he is not anywhere in the room.
I freaking y'all.
Is there a trap door on the floor?
Make an investigation check.
Also, we get some more dim light because of my stars circling me.
Correct.
I have multicolored light surrounding me.
we all
Does
got
that
lights
get
around-
Y'all got them lights. It's lit.
You said an investigation check?
Wow. That was, I don't know how I'd feel about that.
11.
11.
Shit.
I guess I can't because I'm not with you guys.
13?
13.
11.
Oh, what the what?
Okay, so
I
11,
rolled
11,
an
and
11.
13.
What the
what?
Ira also wants to look around at all the stuff and see if there's anything
Cool.
telling.
Okay. You look around at the things in the shop. Nothing stands out as like it would be used for anything nefarious. It just looks like a really like a weirdo's shop, if anything.
Shoddy.
Yeah, shoddy.
Shoddy.
A shoddy shack. Shoddy shabby shack.
Dawn specifically looks for cages.
You look for cages.
If
Okay.
anything.
There is not any cages in the main shop area. There is a like a fold down staircase that looks like it would lead to a living quarters type area. Because when you approached this cabin, you saw like an upper floor.
Mhm.
A lot, and from your knowledge of just like rudimentary, like being in towns and growing up and stuff, that you would know that like sometimes business owners would have their like homes above where they're doing business. And that's just like a pull down cord.
Let's
Here.
ransack it.
No. We're going to pull the cord, though, and I'm going to go upstairs and see what's up there.
Pulls cord.
Did the
Okay.
stairs hit Dawn in the face?
I was like, I feel
Chevy
like something's
Chase in
going to
Christmas
fall
Vacation?
down from this when we pull it.
Okay. So you pulled the cord from these stairs.
And a bunch of bees fly out.
A bunch of squats.
Not the bees!
Not the squats.
Let's see.
I just want to take this moment to say I love all you guys. I'm having a great time.
Aww.
we love
We love you too.
Mwah.
I'm also having a great time.
So
Okay, that was a juicy
let's
one.
see. And then
Right
I
in your
need to
ear.
Roll this.
Lukiel, do you love us?
Are you gonna kiss the
Okay.
microphone too?
I'm not gonna kiss the microphone. But
You gonna fake kiss it?
So you're the one standing and pulling this,
No,
correct?
she's pulling.
I pulled
but I'm
it.
You're
gonna go
pulling
low.
it.
Dawn's pulling it.
I said, can we ransack the place? Reaches up to get cord. She says, no, I'm going to go up there and investigate. I go, "Urgh," and go and pull cord.
Yank.
and then a bunch of bees fly
It's
out.
gonna hit
so
you first because you're 8 foot
I don't know what
tall.
you want me to
You pull
do
the
about that.
cord,
I'm not a complete dumbass. I probably pull it where I'm out of the way of it.
and the
Oh my
can
god,
see it.
is it like the doodle bops when they pull pull the rope in the water, dumps on the guy? I forget his name totally.
oh, buckle up.
Oh my gosh.
You-
That's,
For the
that's a deep
bees.
cut. If you ever
You pull the cord, this hatch opens.
A dead body falls out.
The stairs kind of unfold like they would in like kind of leading to an attic. As it does, and this like they find that stairs like kind of like touch the ground. You hear a as this like thin red, like almost illuminated magic line goes up the side of the stairs, and poof, a giant net like shoots out from the darkness
Hey,
above,
yo.
and you are now under the net.
I have resistance on.
You're also knocked prone, by the way.
It doesn't do any damage. You just have a net on you.
Yeah, but like
give me
I'm
a
huge.
strength saving throw.
Yeah, do I not get any?
You get a roll.
Fuck!
I would imagine that as Dawn is
I'm
like
trying not to say that word, but when you roll a nat 1, that's
So,
the only word appropriate.
I would imagine when Dawn is captured under the net that like she would let out like a pretty fierce roar or like a scream.
Yeah,
We would.
yeah.
I feel like we would probably hear that.
Can we
so-
give me a sound effect of a roar?
Don't forget
What?
the abilities of your rage. If I'm
Oh.
not mistaken, you get advantage on
I
strength
do,
saving throws.
yes.
If I'm not
Wait,
mistaken.
strength?
And
Good
you
advantage.
also the plus 2 is like attacks. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's saving throws, but yeah.
It might be. I don't remember.
Did you say strength?
Is that another?
So wait.
No
wait.
freaking way.
No way.
Why did you-
Oh,
the guidance was the D4. Okay, I was like, wait
Is
a
that
second, that's not
another
how it is.
natural one?
There's no
did
way.
you roll a second natural
you?
one?
There's no way.
Oh my god!
I am now under a
Wait,
net.
what is so what is what does the guidance give you though? Is it
That's
a
only
plus
on
some-
checks. Guidance is only on checks.
Oh yeah, so it's
It
not a
was only a
saving
plus
throw.
one
yeah.
anyway.
So yeah,
Wow.
you are now restrained. You are
Nah,
you are
the net is
prone.
got me.
Can
you imagine this giant furball barbarian with like 2 axes and a javelin on her back and a net, and she's like, I'm melting. I don't know how to get a net.
Can I
I'm
do
too
something to try
stupid.
to get the net off of her?
yes, you can.
I have 2 daggers I would like to use to slice this shit up.
my god!
So you can. So a character without thieves' tools can attempt this check. It's not the. It's not the net. Where am I looking?
This
at
isn't a magical
No, yeah.
net or anything, right?
You can essentially try to.
I want to cut it. I got 2 daggers.
Just make a. Okay, jeez. Make a strength check, essentially, because you're just going to try. You can try to pull it off, or you can cut at it.
If I cut at it, do I get my dagger DC?
You get the added bonuses, but if your roll is not good, you could potentially hit her.
My dagger DC is.
I know what your proficiency added is, but I'm just saying.
Just don't roll a natural one.
Yeah.
Oh,
no
is that the third one?
Goodness.
Are you serious?
Is that third
That's
one?
a
There
bad
is a
omen.
7th member of our group now. It is the net. It's never coming off of me. It is now.
Take a picture of that.
Wow.
Okay.
3 nat ones in a row.
So that being said,
This
Dawn,
was
a second dagger.
So that being said,
this was meant to happen.
I would need you to roll your damage for
Yeah.
that knife, please.
Okay.
You stab her through the neck.
Because you essentially have now hit Dawn with your knife.
Please take 10 points of
Not too much.
piercing damage. I think
Yeah.
you
Oh,
have
wait.
advantage
Oh,
on piercing
wait.
damage.
You have
Are-
resistance.
You have
to piercing.
resistance, which
Yeah.
means
Ah.
resistance. So it's only half.
it's only half.
Yeah.
It's a
So it's only
5.
5.
It's only 5. So it's not
Damage.
too
Damage.
bad.
Thank you.
Yes.
What are
Wild
the odds?
ride.
So with your other dagger, go ahead
Huh?
and make an
You?
attempt to cut her free.
Okay. I don't
Everyone
trust-
cross your
Ow!
freaking fingers.
Again,
Oh my gosh.
If that's a 4th nat 1, we probably should call that as an omen to end for this evening.
Oh my gosh, I almost
27.
27. Okay.
27.
So
That'd
that
been hilarious,
that
though.
cuts.
Oh my god.
So essentially,
The net becomes my
the
animal
first
friend.
the first knife you try to cut it, and it's almost like you miss, and it like nicks you in the side of the cheek.
My
and you're like,
cheek!
shit.
My pretty face.
Not
My
the face.
ambiguous face.
Your
the
Highland
gumdrop
cow
buttons.
face.
I try and go up to reach my face, and I just get caught in the net still. And I'm like, ah.
And then the second one essentially slices through it, like
Yeah.
and almost with precision, where it kind of goes up like torso to towards like your neck, and it's kind of like
I like
opening
reach
it.
out for you. I'm like, I can't be trusted with this net. Help me out of it.
Literally trying to.
What is what
what
is
I'm
Eliana
actively
doing
doing.
amidst this chaos?
Panicking.
Panicking.
Are you
We're
screaming for
gonna get the guy who's
Lucio?
gonna come back any
I'm
moment.
probably like trying to like look up to see what else the fuck is up there.
Go up there.
I can't believe a net got me. I'm
She
so
doesn't-
pissed.
I mean,
Are you guys
Bullshit.
guys okay? Are you figuring it out?
Yeah.
Demon nets in this place. What
I'm
is this
gonna-
man made out of?
I'm going up the ladder.
All right, you go up the ladder.
Yeah. Up the ladder.
Ira was gonna
Dawn
go,
is like
okay.
not aware of you. She's like, the fucking
She's
nets.
struggling.
Make a perception check on your way up for me, please.
3 nat ones, yeah. Oh, how the mighty fall.
That
To
is
a
a
net.
16.
With a 16.
Don't let me forget to
As you
take
get
this
to the
net with
top
me.
of the
I want it.
stairs, at the very top of the stairs,
The tippy top.
you notice the floor is uneven. There's a bit of a raised edge to the top.
Guys, there's a trap up here
And
on
you
the floor.
see small scorch marks around this raised edge.
Okay, I'm not gonna step on that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Do I
Wise choice.
see this dude anywhere up here?
So your lights would be casting around you, so it's casting light
Yeah.
into this.
I also
Uh,
have dark vision, so
Upstairs looks like just like a shabby kind of living area, very almost like one bedroom apartment esque. It definitely smells a little musty given the like state of the cabin and things. But there is no sign of this man upstairs.
Don't see a man. Do not step up here.
Do you see anything interesting?
I'm gonna.
Ah!
I'm
Poacher,
going
Marion Hart
to-
related.
So with the 16, you also see
Okay.
there's like a small desk. There is a small like little like sitting desk, kind of writing desk kind of thing. There is a ledger book on top of this desk, and off to one side is a
What kind of cooking the books this dude doing?
there is a small it's not like a chest because it's not necessarily that obvious, but it's a box.
Yeah.
And there is a red piece of fabric over the top of the box.
Take it. Take it.
Mm,
Take it. Take
I
it.
am going to
He's a poacher.
He's gonna die anyways at the hands of us.
little illusory leaves are gonna swirl around me as I cast a misty step, and I pop
Okay.
up into the room so I don't trigger the trap.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start looking at the desk
Okay.
Disky-doo.
carefully.
You
I just
the
need
desk
to
doesn't
add
really
that
have any
in
like drawers or anything. It's just kind of like it's a standard just legs and a table. The book itself on the top, because on top of the desk is like a candle that's kind of very much melted and essentially like a dim, like a extinguished lantern. The book itself, as you look through it, you see there's a lot of kind of keeping record of different sales and transactions with that of Thaylorn.
Yep, he's the bookkeeper for the poachers.
Taylor.
He's the.
Oh
he's
boy,
the-
haven't heard his name in a hot minute.
it's only been like 3 sessions.
Yeah, a hot minute.
It's been 2 days in game.
Yeah, he is definitely the leak. Found a book full of his accounts with Thaylorn. Yeah.
I'm gonna look in the box. Well, I'm gonna make sure there's not trapped first
Okay.
before I open it.
Owyr made the right call. That's all I'm saying.
Stay
make
with us?
make a
Where's the
DC.
chapstick?
Make a perception check for me again.
Okay.
Well, because the dude still works at the damn reserve.
If it's a mimic.
If it's a
He's not gonna be working there for long. Once I
Well-
get my hands on him and tie him up in a net.
Once you're not in a net,
Okay,
That
let's
is
go.
a 25 perception.
nice.
Nice.
that's
Let's
freaking
go.
whack.
High
But in a
five.
good way. A good whack.
You had better throughout the night. That was mild.
Well, you said it was a
25.
25.
Yeah, we'll try again tomorrow.
You notice on the side of the box, there's a couple drops, little drop dots.
Dropping dots.
Almost like water stains kind of on the floor next to the box of a green substance.
Cool. Acid.
Ew.
It is not burned through the floor. This essentially is just sitting on top of
Is it,
like the
like,
wooden
gooey?
floor.
Is it watery?
There's also a box up here, guys, but it looks like there's something funky about it. Does anyone have any dispel magic, anything like that?
Ah! Dawn finally gets out of her freaking net. And she casts magic awareness.
Okay.
It's a magic awareness.
That's what you asked,
Watch
right?
your step. There, if you come up here, there is a pressure board.
I don't need to. It's within 60 feet.
Okay.
Do you want
Okay.
me to read it?
There is no magic up above.
Ew, don't touch
Other
it. It's
than
not. Is it blood?
a faint glow off to one side, almost near, like kind of off to like the almost like the back corner of this, so like you're looking up the hatch.
Mm-hmm.
There is this glow, almost like you can see a like glow, like the outline of a like stone statue in a sense. And I would think that you would like point this out to Eliana.
Eliana?
And Eliana looks over, and underneath like a sheet in the corner, you see this stone statue. And it is facing and pointing directly at where the pressure plate is.
The trap?
I am going to, because it's been 60 feet, cast Divine Sense. Probably not any celestials, fiends, or undead besides the keel in the backyard, but
Besides in the backyard.
And Verity.
would like to cast.
Oh yeah, Verity's a fiend too. Yeah.
And Verity.
You get the sense, you get the from a Verity behind the house.
Familiar, but anything new?
You sense something underneath the house.
Ew.
There's something under the
Oh.
house, everyone.
Oh.
Something under the house. Let's.
Do you know what kind?
Dude, is this like Monster
Yeah.
House?
Can I tell?
Oh my
Can I tell
god.
what's under the house? Can I tell
Like if it's undead,
a celestial fiend or undead?
I would think it kind of indicates
Oh,
what it is.
And you know it's creature type. So yes.
Okay.
I do
Yeah.
know. So what is it?
Undead.
You sense something undead
Yeah.
underneath the house.
Eliana, it's your least favorite.
What does that mean?
It's undead.
Ew.
yeah.
Meanwhile, outside the house, the three of us in the back, you hear a loud fuck, like from the inside the house.
Ira runs before, like, when that's happening. After she realizes it's undead, she runs out to them to
Okay.
tell them.
Well, so this essentially
I'm
what's happening
aware.
out there.
After what I just
Okay,
did,
yeah.
then she goes.
So before that, you
Dawn is kicking her
three
neck.
outside hear a loud fuck inside.
Well, that wasn't good.
Should one of us go in, the other two stay behind, or?
I feel like someone's probably gonna come running out, and if they don't, then we'll probably see what's going on.
Or they're dead.
Okay, well, someone just screamed "fuck," so
Well,
like, what? Do you have any better ideas?
just cast the firebolt. I have my ice knife, and absorb elements.
all right, everyone
so
just,
I'll just
Orb.
take care of
everyone-
anything that extends past it.
Everyone just stay back. It's got a big old radius.
All you.
Big old radius.
Big old radius. I'm gonna cast that.
So a diameter.
That's a nat one.
Okay.
What?
Critical
I'm
freaking
doing it
fail.
What's this
So,
dude's name again?
I'm gonna use
Wow.
absorb elements to essentially suck up the fire that has just been like shot
Yep.
through that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, what's the damage on that? What damage does it do?
2d10.
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 All right. right.
Well, our mischievousness there, Verity, definitely gives us points in enthusiasm. Negative points for execution. So
I'm gonna do the absorb elements, but then I'm going to flavor this a little differently. I'm gonna use elementalism to kind of like wisp the rest of the fire and kind of try to like shoot it like up almost like firebender style, just kind of redirect it so that it doesn't hit anything on the ground.
I said earthbending style.
God. All right, Toph.
It's actually Katara that says that.
Oh, I have an idea.
What's your idea?
My rhythm quake loot.
What?
Oh yeah, you're gonna level the house?
What?
You're gonna level the house? Just say fuck it.
Level it? Justin cannot contain his laughter.
We might be doing some demo today.
Everybody get out of the house.
Yeah. Because clearly there's something under the house.
Well, you don't know that
We
yet.
don't know that.
But
No,
you
you
are
don't
trying
know
to
that
get
yet.
under the house. You yourself are trying to get under. You're trying to open this door, which will lead you under.
Yeah, so like there's only one way. If like we can't get to the damn door
Is this
and they're
the
going
back
through the
door
front
to the
saying
house,
buff.
or is this?
back-
It's the back to
it's
the
like the
house.
cellar.
Back the cellar door to the house.
So it's like the
Oh, it's a
it's like the
cellar
hurricane.
door.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought it was just like a door. I
It's
didn't know
covered
it
in
was a
like
cellar door.
thorny vines. So
What do you
it's
mean
like-
when you say level the house? What does that mean?
Demo.
it has the earthquake spell attached
Demo.
to this
I
loot.
thought you nerfed it.
Did we
Does
nerf
still
it?
have
What's the
earthquake
spells
spell?
attached to this loot?
Let's take a gander here. Why don't we?
I think you nerfed it because you
I
were like,
thought
that's
we did.
bad.
I was like, wait a second, this is dangerous.
There's Earth Tremor.
Dangerously fun.
when I handed you a club that fucking could level an entire city.
yeah, 8th level spell earthquake. Just
Oh
here you
my
go. You can
God.
cast that once a day.
There's,
Yeah,
there's
I fixed that.
Why am I just hearing
Why
about this
would you-
now?
We
'Cause
fixed it. It
me
doesn't
and-
exist
Me and Ben
anymore.
fixed it. What does it do?
There's okay. At my first level, I have Earth Tremor, but at my 6th level, I have Move Earth.
Okay. So move
So-
Earth essentially could move the Earth around the door,
Just shatter it. open.
or you, I guess, could move the Earth and the house would just sink. But it kind of just depends on what you want to do.
Y'all are still
Could I
in
move?
there.
Could I move like
Murders all of us.
like the main, like the entry, like the from the front, the entry floor and the top floor, and just move that kind of like off of what would be underneath, like kind of
That's-
slide
I
it
don't
over.
think
essentially-
the spell does
So,
that.
so, you're saying, so
Cole.
essentially, you're like creating a trench like around to kind of open up the basement.
No, I think like if this is the house, I think what he's saying is if this is the house,
Yeah.
then like this is the entry floor,
Yep.
basement's the table. It just goes boop, and then the basement is
Mm.
exposed and
I don't
open.
think
Oh,
you
so,
can
like,
move a
moving
whole
the- yeah,
house with that.
The house wouldn't move. That would require like a high-powered telekinesis or something of that.
I like the
Mm.
creativity though.
Yeah,
Like
I see where your head's at. If
Were
you
you-
wanted to move the Earth around the door,
What
to
is this-
expose the
What
door,
does the spell say?
It says choose an area of terrain no larger than 40 feet on a side within range. You can reshape dirt, sand, or clay in the area in any manner you choose for the duration.
Okay.
You can raise or lower the area's elevation, create or fill in a trench, erect or flatten a wall, or form a pillar. The extent of any such changes can't exceed half the area's largest dimension. So if you affect a 40-foot square, you can create a pillar up to 20 feet high, raise or lower the square's elevation by up to 20 feet, dig a trench up to 20 feet, and so on. It takes 10 minutes for these changes to complete.
Oh.
so essentially you can start the trench to form at the back of the house,
Yeah, you
essentially
can do it
allowing us
trench
access
to-
into the
yeah.
basement if
It would
you
just
wanted to
take
do that.
10 minutes.
They're just
unfortunately.
standing there for 2
See, but it says at the end of every
Oh, sorry guys, you were trapped in a net. We were just waiting for this earth to shift.
Oh,
We're
it's
waiting for
okay.
this hole to dig itself.
At the end of every 10 minutes, you can you spend concentrating on the spell. You can choose a new area of terrain to affect.
Okay. Do you want to do that?
Because
Just an hour
it
excavating.
also does specify because the terrain's transformation occurs slowly. Creatures in the area can't usually be trapped or injured by the ground's movement.
Correct.
So
So if you wanted to clear the area around the door to which we were trying to get into, you can also do that.
After 10 minutes.
After 10 minutes.
After 10 minutes.
I think the cornbread is getting to Gabe.
What?
Dude, don't do it in my office.
Gabe the cat. Oh.
Thank you.
Scusa.
Gabe ate some cornbread muffins that he was not supposed to have earlier today.
Oh yeah.
He was trying to
He's
show
good.
us a second ago.
He's good. We're good.
He's good.
We're goods.
Not in my office, he's not. He ran into my wife's office, so fingers
No,
crossed.
he actually ran that way. So
Oh, just
if
kidding.
anything, he'll get sick.
We
like, on the
love Gabe.
Okay. Are you moving the earth, or are
Oh my
you?
gosh.
Why does it not have a spell slot for me to select off?
Well, for
It's 'cause
your
it's for
loot,
your
it
weapons.
probably will.
Yeah.
If you go to your loot, it might have something you can check off,
Like
or
a
you'll just
charge or
have to
something.
manually remember it. I don't know.
It has charges.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that's what you would do. Is you would do the charge of it.
My bow
Mm.
has charges.
I love that we're entertaining this, even though it's going to take 10 minutes.
You're just standing out there. Might as well. There's nothing else to do.
You're still technically trying
It
to
only
get
has
out of
one
bed.
charge.
That's because that's what the spell's for.
Do you need me to tell you what's happening?
The
He's
charges
trying to-
renew like at dawn.
Yeah,
So
so you can
Mhm.
either do one or the other, I believe.
He's trying to make like an earthquake spell situation to like rattle the door open and like break the door down.
no,
But it's going to take
excavate.
10 It's going to take 10 minutes. Shoot.
So, what's it gonna be?
Mm.
I think you should do whatever you think is correct.
Yeah, man. Go with what you feel.
I can tell you're torn.
I'm just because it's gonna take so long, and 10 minutes.
Good
is
news
a long...
is that I potentially can guarantee you that the 10 minutes would essentially be equivalent to when she runs out of that house.
Damn. Okay.
Oh,
because essentially between the
took me
time
time
it
to
took
cut the
her to
rope.
get out of the net,
yeah, I'd have
you to look
conjured
around
that.
upstairs,
Yeah.
We're going to break
Okay.
the door down,
Communicate with
look
her.
around,
her to
Get
do her
caught in a
spell,
net.
and then run out.
Okay.
get uncaught from a net.
So you're gonna do it.
We spent
Yeah.
a long time in that
So-
house.
You essentially
It
are.
was quite an adventure.
You kind of like strum on your lute, and you're like, ding, and it like
Yeah,
this earth starts to kind
sounds
of
just like it.
slowly like it's like from the sides of the cellar door, it's sort of slowly starting to move away, and it's like again in the process of the 10 minutes from start to finish, it essentially moves this whole like trench on either side of this cellar door, kind of like riving it open,
Okay.
almost like parting the Red Sea, and
Dang.
you see that there isn't really like any wooden like sidewalls to this like thing. Essentially the doorway that this doors that this wooden thing's attached to, it kind of just like falls down as this dirt is pulled away. And you see there is kind of some stone walling that kind of leads to it, but it kind of doesn't support it. What?
Yeah, it says the spell can't manipulate natural stone or stone construction. It says,
You're just moving the dirt around it.
what says rocks and structures shift to accommodate the new terrain. If the way you shape the terrain would make a structure unstable, it might collapse.
So the good thing is that you're just moving the dirt around the cellar door, not the
Okay.
house itself.
Okay.
Um,
I'm thinking too deep into this.
So yeah, so you move the dirt away, and as you
Yeah.
do this, Jax like hops down into the hole that's
He's
kind
ready
of
to go.
created.
Am I running yet?
You're
10
starting to, and he does his unarmed strike,
Towards
second
what?
attack,
On what?
We don't know.
flurry of
Door, I
blows,
think.
and flurry of blows. So with a 15, that was. I think it got pushed because that was definitely not. I'm just gonna fucking roll it again. I don't care. 16 and a 10, all adding the modifiers. He essentially takes strikes against this like stone wall that is exposed like now because of like this cellar door, and he just like hits it so many times that just like
Ow.
breaks. Like he's just like and he's like again, it's like kind of bloodying his knuckles a little bit, but he's like hitting it multiple times, and it kind of slowly starts to like break these bricks and like breaks inward as he's kind of hitting it. Essentially, just punches through a wall.
Nice.
Dang.
So as this finishes, Ira kind of like runs around the side of the house.
Undead.
Where?
Undead. Down there.
Oh, lovely.
Well, good. Looks like we got a door made for us. And he's like looking out of the.
Are we going to go in then?
Well, we got to finish this.
The
And Jack says
guy, he was the bookkeeper for the poachers.
Right. So we should finish this, right? Deal with
We're
this.
gonna have to find him later.
Whoa. He was.
Yep, you heard that correctly.
Oh.
How do we know he's
boy.
not down here?
Oh, like he's undead? That'd be cool.
Mm.
There's only
Wait,
one
was
way to
there-
find out.
Was there
Fingers
no way to get
crossed.
down there from where you guys were?
Do what?
Was there a way to like?
Not
easier
that
way
we
to get
saw.
down? Okay.
We didn't really check, to be fair.
I did. I
Okay.
just rolled an 11. So
Do we want to go out of the house? I think we eventually will get you down
Yeah.
from the second floor.
Yeah, I'll come down and make sure I'm not touching the
Okay.
step.
All right, then I guess we're doing this.
Don't you
Make an
don't
acrobatics.
you-
check.
I felt. See, I was thinking that might be stealth.
It's
wanna
acrobatics
jump into my
she needs to
arms?
get
Yeah.
around this pressure plate and make it
Yeah.
onto the stairs.
Just jump
do
through
you have
the
Misty
hole.
Step again? Just like
I
a
didn't
use of it
wanna
without.
waste
Yeah.
it. I
Which-
have
You
Which
haven't
is
used
why
it
I'm
as
letting
a
you
spell.
make the athletics check.
Yeah.
Because that
Well-
way you don't waste a spell slot.
Well.
Because we wasted all of them on listening to a squirrel.
Uh huh.
oh,
It was
Yeah.
worth it.
Uh
oh, that one no.
huh. Should have Misty stepped, huh? Yup.
Jump through the hole.
What's that roll?
That's a 5.
That's a 5.
Oh my gosh.
If I
Can I
realize
get
that I
a
step on it, can I
5?
missy step after I step on it and like avoid
You
it?
hear a good chunk
Yeah.
as you step on this plate.
Can I quickly misty step away?
You do have that option.
I'm gonna use it to get the fuck
Okay.
out.
As
All
a
right.
reaction.
As a reaction. So you misty step and you like go down
Hey Don.
and you see like this flames like thing come across the doorway of the thing.
Yeah.
That's a good choice.
And at this moment, the upstairs has caught on fire.
I would have taken the logbook with me. but
Okay.
that's-
Okay.
And
The box? You take the box with you?
I was gonna take the box. I wasn't gonna open it though.
Do you have the box with you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Do I
pick
need
up
to
the
roll for
box.
that? Yeah.
Do you pick up the box?
Yeah, I'll pick up the box before I
Pick
leave.
that box up.
Wait,
Blah,
did
blah,
that
blah.
change things? The box.
Is
Eating
the box
it up.
sitting on a pressure plate?
Tis a
I
minute.
should
When
have
you pick it
specified.
up, it'll.
Wait.
What am I rolling for?
I feel like this
Not
guy was
you,
definitely a
you picked that
tinkerer.
box.
What'd you say?
I said nothing. You pick up the box. That was.
He was like,
messing
Yeah, I
with
haven't
you.
opened it yet.
You need that
Uh,
box.
I'm storing it away in my bag.
You hear like a series of like vials kind of kicking around on the inside of the box.
Okay. Ooh, I think
Do you want
I
to say
know
something?
what
Because
that
I have a
is.
action.
You misty step down. You make it out. What were you gonna do?
Don hears and sees the fire, grabs you, grabs the net, and sprints out the front of the house.
So you're taking the net with you. Okay.
I am going
Her
to
emotional
choke
support.
this man out with this net that somehow
okay.
entrapped me for far too many rolls. I got a cut on my face. You're dying by a net, buddy.
Okay.
Your own net.
What if he's undead?
What if he's not there?
So you go out of the
I will
house.
carry this net with me to the end of my days until I choke this man out with a net.
Okay.
I don't even care if it kills him.
Okay.
He just needs.
So
I'm even gonna fashion it to like fix it where.
you Eliana, and the
open
net leave the leave the
Correct.
house and
Thank
kind
you
of
for getting that straight.
come around the side to meet where Ira was.
Fire, 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 fire. How did you say the undead thing? Like undead, fire.
As Jack says, "All right, then let's go," and he goes through the hole that he made in the side of the wall.
Whatever we do, we have to do it quickly. The building will collapse because it's on fire. Everybody, go, 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 go.
So we're all just piling into the hole. Okay.
Guess.
I guess so.
You're welcome.
And that is where we are going to end
Nice.
for tonight. Thank you so much out there for listening. Again, like, subscribe. Big shout out to Pocketbard for the episode before this, as well as this one, for being able to give us all this great music, sound effects, and all the vibes. It's been helping with so much of the immersion. So thank you for that. Not sponsored, but we could be. But we do want to just let them know that we
It's like
thank them for
significantly
this.
increased my heart rate from what it would usually be during a session. So thank you, Pocketbard, for making me so dang stressed.
We will join you again for the next session, session 62. So we'll see you then. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.